Niki Lauda was a vocal guy, right? He has no filter, that fella, and he just would come straight out with it. And I'm telling you guys, if you push the envelope a bit too much with Ferrari, you're out.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front with fifth all the way to the lead in lap one.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter Walsh. Ladies and gentlemen, revenge is sweet. Karma has sung its loud voice. This is such a beautiful Drive to Survive episode. It is so awesome, lads. And I'm conflicted here. I'm conflicted because, sometimes you think, oh no, this guy, he did something wrong. But then again, it wasn't the other guy. It's hard to make my mind up going through the episode. But then in the episode, it all becomes clear, guys, and this is just incredible karma, which we can all relate to. And let's get into it. This is about Ferrari, guys. We're taking a real under the bonnet look at the team Ferrari. Now, as many of you know, Ferrari is Formula One. It's the anchor store. It's the rock that just soars above everybody else. It's been around for so long. It's had legends of the sport drive for them. The team itself is a legend. They are Formula One. They've been around for so long, multiple championships, so many race wins. Even Michael Schumacher, Alain Prost, the big boys, they have sung for Ferrari. Incredible. And guys, wait until we get into this, because here we're breaking into down in Season 3, Episode 4. We're looking at Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc. They're two teammates in Ferrari. And so let's get into the actual episode, right? Now, I'm looking at my notes here, guys, so just give me a little bit of rope. So we're looking at Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc. And we immediately go to the first scene here. And Sebastian Vettel is joking around on camera. Now, we can see then there's one of the Ferrari guys in the background, okay? Sebastian Vettel's just arsing around, talking crap, and then one of the Ferrari guys comes over and he's trying to tell him, oh, well, look, we need to be a bit more serious. Now, Sebastian Vettel's had a pretty crap season so far up to now, and he's looking at him going, are you serious? As in, it's so bad for Sebastian Vettel that it's laughable. It's almost like, oh, God, lads, we're crap, aren't we? But here's the thing. The guy comes over, and Sebastian Vettel's not saying anything. And you know what? I'm not going to drop the bombshell. Watch the episode yourselves, guys, and you'll see what he says. But he doesn't say anything bad. He literally doesn't say anything bad. And the guy comes over, listen, oh, you got to be more serious, especially after our performances from the last time. And he's like, no jokes? Really? And Sebastian Vettel can't believe his ears here. What the hell is going on? Then again, he kind of checks in with himself. And here's a little bit more of a backstory, guys. Ferrari, they have a reputation now. Many people may or may not know this, all right? So if you do, bear with me. Ferrari team have been known for this. If you criticize Ferrari team in any way, shape, or form as a driver, in other words, you come off the track, oh, listen, yeah, the car's not good, it's not great, it's crap, it's, we need to get the car much better, it's just not good. Even to the point of saying not good, Ferrari could actually fire your ass. I'm being serious, guys. They've been known for this. Niki Lauda, multiple world champion back in the day, one of the greats of all time, one of the true legends of the sport, got kicked out because he criticized the car. Now, if you want to see what it's all about, check it out on actually the movie Rush. It's quite a good movie, in fairness, I have to say. For me, it's very, very hard to watch a racing movie because, they put on the Hollywood glamour crap, right? And some of the effects that they have on the race cars, it's so fake that it's hard to buy into it. But Rush is definitely one of the more real movies, put it that way. And you can see this, the way Niki Lauda was. And it was true. The guy did, I think it's Daniel Brühl, the actor. Anyway, he did a great job, but Niki Lauda was a vocal guy, right? He has no filter, that fella, and he just would come straight out with it. And I'm telling you guys, if you push the envelope a bit too much with Ferrari, you're out. You're done. They have such an ego on them. It is incredible. It's actually, I've got to say, and I'm a Ferrari fan, by the way, before I say this, it's pathetic the way they act. Really, truly, it's pathetic the way they act. And, you know, you just, this is why Sebastian Vettel has to actually back off here with what he's saying. So anyway, we go to another flash from the two boys joking, or well, trying to joke around Vettel, right? Then having the guy tell him to keep your fucking mouth shut. To then we flash over to an interview with Vettel. So then the guy asks, "You've had a difficult season so far, Sebastian. Why is that?" And Vettel turns around and he just says, "We don't have much time. Next question." Now, why did he say it like this? And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, I know the racing driver's lingo and the language. What he really is saying there is, actually, I can't talk about this because I might get fired. So let's move on. Because normally you'd see an interview with a driver and they'd say, look, hey, Lewis, you know, you've had a bad season so far. Why do you think that is? Now, Lewis and 99% of the other drivers would probably say, oh, well, look, you know, we have the rear diffuser, the floor tray, the back wing. It's not, the balance is not good in the car. It's this, it's that. Like, they'd give you some details. They'd give you some information. But Vettel is castrated here. He doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know what to say. Fucking Ferrari, man. As much as I love them, oh my God. So then we go over to, bear with me guys, what's next on my notes? Then we go over to Ferrari's Binotto. Now I think that's the right pronunciation, so don't kill me if I'm getting the wrong pronunciation. Now this guy is under major pressure. Now he's the same type of guy. He's almost like one of the drivers here, guys. Now, yes, he's a team boss of Ferrari, okay? He's managing everybody. He's, you know, he's the head honcho for the race weekends. Now, he's not the head honcho of the Ferrari Corporation here, right? He's one of the guys, but you can bet your bollocks, if things go bad for him, he's getting the boot too. Now, obviously, look, we're going back a couple of years here about Drive to Survive, but as we've seen, Vassar is now taking over the team for Ferrari because your man got the boot. Simple as that. He got the boot. So, this guy is under tremendous pressure. And not only team bosses are under a lot of pressure. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's a tough job. You got to bring results to the table. But this guy has a lot more pressure than the Christian Horners, the Toto Wolffs. And maybe some people will argue that with me, but the way Ferrari work, guys, oh my God. Oh my God. They'll be looking at their drivers, and you throw in the two drivers, you're throwing in the team boss too. It's a vicious, vicious place to work for, or to work with. And then we go over to Vettel and Leclerc. Now, you can see that, I mean, this is just, they're so bored. They're so bored. And this is just taking the piss. The woman is trying to brief them, and that does happen actually, guys, that, you know, you'll have a PR agent that they'll say, look guys, you know, we need to just stay away from this topic now because it might give us some bad press. Talk about ABC, stay away from XYZ. That's the way they'll work sometimes. So the thing is, the two boys, the girl's even saying, don't look at your phones, don't look at your phones. You can see the two lads, and they're just bored off their asses. They're just like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, really? We don't need to be told this. We know the story. We get it. It's Ferrari. We don't mess around with the name. We don't mess around talking about the car. Let's just leave it off, lads. And here's where it all comes around. Here where we go talking about Ferrari. What happens in this? Ferrari have literally announced to the public that they are not going to have Sebastian Vettel come back to the team for the next year. Guys, this is like, can you imagine like going to your job, guys, okay? If you get fired, you're pretty much gone, right? Or, you know, something happens, let's say, right? It's pretty much, hey, listen, Peter, look, we got to let you go, man. We got to let you go. Now, you know, if Peter does something bad, you're out the door within that very day, or, you know, within a week, or, you know what I mean? Or you might be trying to get out of your contract, but you're not hanging around very long, right? Of course, different jobs, different circumstances, but you know where I'm going with this, guys. Ferrari announced to the public that they're not having Sebastian Vettel back at the end of the year. Now, okay, look, that's part of the package. You gotta take it on the chin and you move on and try and get a different seat. But the thing is, they didn't need to actually announce this until the end of the year. You know? Or what they could have done, guys, and if they had some, I'm sorry, I gotta say it, as much as I love Ferrari, if they had some class with them, they could have brought Sebastian into the back room and said, hey, look, Sebastian, look, we love you, man. We love you. You're part of our family. We're really sorry, but we can't have you back next year, okay? And look, we're going to keep it quiet, all right? We'll, you know, we don't want you feeling bad. You know what I mean? Like, remember now, guys, this is the team giving the guy the sack, okay? This is going to hurt. No matter who you are, this is going to hurt, all right? So Ferrari have all the control and the power here, and what do? They announce it to the public. There was no need to bring this out in the public until the end of the year. You see, and horrible, just horrible. Can you imagine then, guys, and when I'm talking about like going to your job and, you know, getting fired, but yet you're not there for very long. This poor guy has got to stay around the team for the rest of the year. Now, of course, he wants to win some races. Of course he does. But Jesus, I mean, not good, guys. Can you imagine being in your job and, you know, you got to face the boss, you know, for the next 4 months, right? Every day. Ugh. Horrific. So the ego, guys, the ego. But we're coming back to this in a minute. So then we go to Monza. Sorry, guys, just having some water there. Now, the Monza, guys, is an amazing place. Now, I've never been there, right? So I don't know all the ins and outs. I know plenty of people in the racing world that have been there. They say it's an incredible place. I've seen the Tifosi, the Italian crowd. Guys, if you want to know what what a Formula One fan base is, check out the Tifosi, Tifosi. They are amazing. So passionate, so emotional. I mean, now, cutthroat too. For instance, if one of their drivers is not performing, they'll slate the poor guy. Then, of course, if they actually do win, the guys are heroes. You know, I mean, even guys, a lot of people don't know this, but even Michael Schumacher back in the day, obviously everybody, when people think of Schumacher, I think everybody thinks of Schumacher in the Ferrari red car, in the red helmet. I think that's what people would remember Schumacher by. The guy was a legend. He won 5 world championships with Ferrari, but yet what happened at the end? They wanted him gone. And I'm not joking, you guys. They wanted Michael Schumacher out of the team because Alonso now started to come up, won 2 back-to-back world championships against Schumacher, and they were done. They had enough of him. And yet this is the guy that turned around Ferrari. Now, there's Ross Brawn too. Ross Brawn and Michael Schumacher, unbelievable combination together. Incredible. Geniuses. And yet, you're only as good as your last race. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. And it couldn't be more clear when Sebastian Vettel wasn't winning this year here and they wanted him out. As in, yeah, we're done with you. Good luck. So, I mean, guys, look, let's be honest. It is great viewing for us. Let's not lie here. Brilliant viewing. But wow, man, what a cutthroat business. And you think there's a lot of glamour in Formula 1, guys? Let me tell you now. I know that as a racing driver. Now, I didn't get to the Formula 1 level, but even for my levels, Jesus, guys, the amount of pressure that's on you. There's no glamour here. Okay? There's no glamour. There is stress, pressure, And you've got to be focused, because if you're not bringing in the results, if you're not bringing food to the table, you're out. You're done. You're done. And that's just the way it is. And I think a lot of people can relate to that, right? You don't bring the results for your boss, Jimmy's going to get very pissed off, you know? So anyway, back to this, guys. Back to this. Now, here's another big thing, guys. In the Monza qualifying, this really pisses me off. This is karting level days. What do I mean? In this qualifying at Monza, you see the way everybody at the end, it was qualifying 3, their last minute and a half to 2 minutes. As I'm sure a lot of you know, that's when they really want to get their lap time in, because that's when most of the grip is laid on the track. And if most of the grip is laid on the track, the faster the track goes, right? So they'll get a better lap time. So that's why you always see that huge surge at the end in qualifying 3 with that last 2 minutes to go. So you see all these dipshits queuing up behind each other. Now, why are they doing that? Because they want to get a slipstream from the guy ahead. And Monza, it's basically, it's just straights, guys. I mean, you need to have horsepower around that place. You need to have a big, fast engine to win. And, I mean, it's a great place, but that's what it's all about around here. And they're trying to get a slipstream off each other, and they're so busy and preoccupied with trying to get a slipstream off each other that they missed the last lap. How drivers do this in Formula 1 level, and these are guys that are meant to be the best in the world? Guys, if you saw this at karting level, you would kill your driver who was out karting and doing that. You would murder the guy. What the hell are you up to out there? You would almost be overwhelmed looking at your driver in karting if he did this. You'd be, oh my God. You'd start questioning, Jesus, does he really have it? I don't know, lads. You know, look, okay, people make mistakes, I get it, but I don't know, lads. Well, look, maybe we give him one more chance here. Maybe, you know, maybe it's just part of growing up. I don't know. But to have it happen in Formula 1, ladies and gents, that's like having a 7th Dan black belt Jedi Master Taekwondo karate black belt dude getting his ass kicked against a white belt karate guy who's only been doing it for 3 days. You imagine that level, right? Imagine that overwhelming, wow, what did I do? No, that can't be real. No, really? No. No, guys, this guy's a black belt. Yeah, they're just pretending he's a white belt. But actually you found out that he was a white belt. That would be the shock that you'd have if you saw what they did. That was, wow. I think I've said enough. Okay, so anyway, back to it. So apart from the qualifying, so we had the Vettel interview. It was a very short one, but he has to be careful what he says. And then we have Leclerc talking to Vassar, right? This happens a lot, guys. Now, Vassar at the moment here, this is sort of behind the scenes, behind the pit garages. Leclerc, he's having a chat to his old boss, Vassar, right? Vassar's the Alfa Romeo team boss, sorry. And you see they're having a good bitch. A good fucking bitch. And then they even say, oh, be careful, the camera's on you. Careful. Right? So, like, you could tell that they're talking God knows what. And this happens all the time. All the time. You wouldn't believe the gossiping sometimes, like, and the corruption behind people's backs is insane. Now, they do flash over to Vettel at one stage, right? And he's looking out and then he goes back in. Now, this is like I've said sometimes, guys, this is where I think Drive to Survive, you know, will exaggerate some things, and I'll always still say it. Drive to Survive is 80 to 85% accurate, real. But this part, I probably think was false. Where they had, you know, the two lads are having a good bitch, and then Vettel comes walking out of the pit garage and he sees them and then he walks back in. He's not going to shy away from the two lads having a chat. In fact, if anything, he'd go over and go, hey lads, what's going on? You alright? Like, and he'd address it as in like, I know you were bitching about me. Telling you. Anyway. It was good. And this happens a lot, guys. Now, they're going on about their power unit. Now, then they kind of flash back. And you see, this is where I kind of find Drive to Survive a bit weird, because they kind of, they go in one area, and then all of a sudden they go to this flashback to 2-3 years ago or whatever it is. The timeline is weird, you know. So, but again, guys, I'm trying to keep this in real time, as in the way we see it exactly, scene per scene in the program. And you see at one stage now they're talking about their power unit from the year before. Ferrari were rocket fast. Now this year, as what they're focusing on in this episode is this 2022 season, 2000 season, and it's just crap, because everybody protested them. Oh, that car is illegal. Bang, 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 bang. Was it illegal? Hard to know exactly, but it probably was illegal. It probably was. Or they found a loophole to allow them to use that power unit. Whatever feature it had, we don't know. But, you know, guys, there's nothing wrong with finding some area where it's not illegal. You know what I mean? You always got to push the envelope. I do not agree with cars that are illegal, but you push it as far as you bloody can. And why wouldn't you? You know? Why wouldn't you? It's as simple as that. You get as much advantage as you can. Period. So we don't know if it was illegal or not, but they obviously had to remove it. And you wouldn't believe sometimes the pressure from the other teams that even if the car was not illegal, if it was legal, the team's going to put them under so much pressure that they had to change that around. Because if then the teams discovered that, oh, we can go down this path now, then the other teams would have jumped on board. But then again, at the same time, if you're going to do that, let them all do it then. Fine. Good luck. Go for it. So that's where I kind of question, is it legal or not? Probably illegal. The more I think of it now. Probably. But anyway, we'll never know. We'll never know. And then here's an interesting one, guys. When Vettel, he's outside the pit lane and he's talking to Christian Horner. Now, as many of you may or may not know, Sebastian Vettel drove for Red Bull and Christian Horner for 4 years, or actually maybe more, but he won 4 world championships in a row with Christian. Brilliant results. Brilliant. And you can see him, he's talking to his old boss outside the pit garage, and they're even talking about the Ferrari thing. They know Netflix is on them, but they're not talking too much here now at this stage, but I won't say anything more about that one. You'll see it. Now, then we go to back, then again we're flashing over here and there. Then we go to Monza. Charles Leclerc's crash. Now, that probably cost $500,000 to fix. Now, I'm going in US dollars, so maybe £350,000, maybe 400,000 euros. Forgive me, guys, if my conversion here is way off, all right? Just give me a bit of rope. But, I mean, we're talking up to the $500,000 area, guys. Do you know what? It could have been even £500,000. It could have been more. But it looked like, to me, from my experience, all 4 corners bollocksed. The floor tray bollocksed. Suspension bollocksed. The engine probably got a crack in it. Because all that G-force, guys, and it just ripples in and just follows through into different areas of the engine, the bodywork. The chassis could have been cracked. I mean, even the smallest looking accident can completely cripple a car, and all of a sudden they're changing it out for a new one. I mean, huge amounts of damage that can happen. Probably $500,000 there, and that's no lie. That is no lie. And then, oh lordy, karma comes around, baby. Karma comes around. Sebastian Vettel gets a seat with Aston Martin. Boom! He drops the bombshell. And here's where Ferrari, and we're closing it off the podcast episode today, guys. But this is how sad and pathetic their ego is, Ferrari. The woman is sitting there, and she's wondering why Sebastian dropped the bombshell about going to Aston Martin and announcing that he's going to Aston Martin. Ferrari, only just a few months before this, literally pissed him off. No, we don't want anything to do with you anymore, buddy. Good luck. And they did it publicly. And remember what I was saying at the start, guys? Why didn't they just have a nice, closed meeting with him? Everything kept quiet, you know? Give him that respect, you know? I mean, why not give the guy a bit of respect? Even if you don't like him, at least you're winning here. You know what I mean? There's no need to kick the guy in the balls here. And then they don't. They literally do it in public, don't give a damn. And then when Aston Martin come around, then they're questioning Sebastian, why he's leaving, and no, why he's announcing it now. You know, F you, Ferrari. Seriously, F you big time. You've got the balls to ask him that when what you did to him. And guys, I ain't a Sebastian Vettel fan when he was in Formula 1. You know, I wasn't. And I'm standing up for the guy here. Shocking. And I think, you know what? We can all relate to these guys, can't we? You know, we've always had those moments. And it's just the same in Formula 1. We're all human at the end of the day. We all get our egos on us. And Ferrari's ego was through the roof. Didn't give a damn. And then their ego got a little punch back. And then they're bitching and moaning. Jesus. Well, hey, look, guys. We're wrapping up the episode today. But, I mean, at the same time, that's why we love Drive to Survive, huh? What an entertaining show. Guys, thanks for listening and watching. We'll be back.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front from 5th all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter. Walsh.